Arguably, the most important thing about Minecraft is its art style, which includes its beautiful creative textures. This has been a big focus of Mojang, especially with the Caves and Cliffs update, as they are trying to make everyone feel included, whether they see normal colours like the majority of people, or whether they suffer from some kind of colour blindness. It's been a big focus for Mojang to make textures which everyone can enjoy. And today we got a bit of another look at that from the absolute legend himself, ItzJhief, who is the lead artist for Minecraft over at Mojang. That is why in this video we're going to be talking about how some new 1.17 textures have been confirmed by Mojang themselves. So if you do go on to enjoy the video and find it useful, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here for daily Minecraft videos. But without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. Now, you might have actually saw not too long ago now, we actually got the new raw ores. These basically drop from the ore blocks themselves, which is one of the biggest changes so far as a part of the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update. For the past 10 years now, if a player would break an ore block, it would drop the block itself, where then it would be smelted down into the ore. Whereas now, as part of the Caves and Cliffs update, Mojang have made it so the actual chunks of ore will drop from the ore block, where then they can go on to be smelted. Obviously, they saw a gap where they could create this cool new looking block with the use of these new raw ores, and that is exactly what they did. In fact, ItzJhief actually created some amazing looking textures, although they have been made fun of quite a lot over the past few weeks, with people saying they look like beans and a bunch of other things like that. And that is why today over on Twitter we got a look at some new raw ore block textures. ItzJhief himself actually tweeted out saying, changed up raw iron a bit as well, hashtag Minecraft. And obviously below he's shown us this picture which gives us a look at the raw iron, the raw copper and the raw gold blocks. And what ItzJhief has actually done here is kind of merged them with some other blocks which match the colour similarly. So for the raw iron, it's got a bit of clay and a bit of dirt and a bit of dripstone block, whereas the raw copper's got a bit of bricks, a bit of, you know, all them other blocks, and they actually blend in pretty well. Whereas the raw gold has actually got some honey blocks around it with some gold ore blocks. Now all of this looks really cool and looks really amazing, and I think that this image itself really does help to show ItzJhief's plan a little bit. ItzJhief wants to create these blocks so that they blend in nicely with the blocks and the variations of colours we currently have in the game at the moment, and that is something I find especially cool. Now, although this might not be the biggest change itself, it actually is pretty important, and this is because it highlights a number of things that are going on behind the scenes. One thing it shows for me especially is Mojang's new focus on including the entire community. Not only are they trying to create the coolest, best looking textures possible, but they're also showing a massive focus on trying to include the entire community. As I've said many times now, there is a bunch of people out there that suffer from colour blindness and a bunch of other things like that. So basically, some people cannot see the exact same colours as others. Now this has resulted in Mojang pushing towards making all blocks unique from each other and differ, so that, you know, people that may not be able to see I quote regular colours will be able to still play the game perfectly fine and still figure out which block is which. But apart from that though, these textures are very cool and very creative, but one issue that's going around is with players actually saying these blocks look like beans and roasting them and just saying a bunch of other things. But if you do have any constructive feedback you want to leave for ItzJhief, be sure you check him out on Twitter, there'll be a link in the description. But real quick, I just want to talk about the art style and this art style problem. If you look at these raw ores themselves in the item item frames, you can actually see an issue I've been talking about for quite a while that is not being changed, which is quite surprising. Obviously we've got the raw iron, the raw copper and the raw gold. Now I talked about this a few days ago now, but Minecraft has a serious art style problem right now, where basically it'd be too much to explain in this video. I might do a separate one. If you're interested, drop a like and let me know down below in the comments if you want to see that. But basically Minecraft has an art style problem. Each block in the game is 16 by 16 pixels, making them have that iconic Minecraft blocky look we all know and love, whereas these new ores and these new raw ore blocks have a much more dense pixel density, basically meaning they look a bit more detailed, and if that is compared to the blocks currently in the game, they do not kind of fit the game, and that is why I believe people have been making fun of them, saying that they do not fit and calling them beans and a bunch of other stuff. It's just because they look too detailed. If you look on this image alone and you look at the cobblestone versus the raw iron, you can just see the clear difference. I know that Mojang have done numerous updates kind of improving the textures, if you will, on the current blocks, but if you even look at the bricks and how pixelated and Minecrafty they look compared to the raw iron and the raw copper, we can really start to see an issue, and I think that this could be a serious problem if it's not sorted right now. If things continue to go down this path and all the textures continue to change like this and evolve, things will get a bit strange. Now I know that this has been in the game for quite a while now, ever since the first major texture change, but nothing has been done since. So I believe one of two things: either Mojang is pushing towards improving the overall textures in Minecraft at the moment, so they're gonna focus on improving all of the textures, even like dirt, and bringing them all up to date, or some changes are gonna happen to rework the overall art style and all of the issues that people have been talking about. Do not get me wrong, it's not a serious issue and it does not annoy me personally, but just looking at it, I really do think that something should be done about it sooner than later, before things continue to get worse. I've actually saw a lot of people talking about this, and that's the only reason I'm bringing it up in this video. But yeah, of course. Now the final thing I want to talk about is the raw ore textures themselves, not the raw ore blocks. I've saw a lot of people saying like, is Jappa gonna change these again? Is Jappa gonna make any more changes? From what we've saw today, this is speculation, I just want to let you all know that. But personally, I think that Jappa's done with kind of changing the raw ore textures, and this is indicated by the tweet by Jappa saying, please just say it looks like a block shaped like a pile of iron so I can move on. Please, no beans, please. Now that was a bit of a jokey comment, but if you actually look in depth to it, so I can move on, Jappa actually wants to move on from these textures, and if Jappa wanted to go back and do the raw ore textures before reworking these raw ore blocks, I think he would have actually done that. As he said himself, it's meant to look like a pile of raw iron, and it actually does. It looks pretty cool and detailed, and it does look like a stack of raw iron. But if you think about it, would Jappa really spend all this time and effort and time reworking these raw ore blocks if he's just gonna go back and rework the raw ore itself? I do not really think so. So this to me just indicates that these are the final iterations of raw ore textures we're going to see, and as Jappa said, he wants to move on, so maybe there's some other things he needs to work on right now, so we can only wait and see. But if I had to make a guess and I had to make a prediction, I would say these are the final raw ore textures. But that is it for this video, everyone. I really hope you did enjoy. If you found it useful and you learned something new, be sure to drop the video a like and subscribe if you're new around here for daily Minecraft videos with that notification bell turned on so that you get notified, everyone. You really do not want to miss out. You can check us out on Twitter and Twitch. There's links to both of those down below in the description, everyone. But thanks for watching and goodbye.